Hey, what's up, truckers and future truckers, and welcome back to another episode of Trucking Truth Reactions. Now, today we're talking about a major announcement from the FMCSA that could shake up the entire trucking industry. Now, they just dropped a new rule targeting non-citizen CDL holders, and it's already sending shockwaves throughout the states. Now, the crazy part, any state that doesn't fall in line with this new rule, they could lose federal funding. So what does this really mean for drivers, carriers, and the future of trucking in America? Well, let's hear what Sean Duffy, the United States Secretary of Transportation, has to say.
Good morning, everyone. I am here with Jesse Elison. He is our Chief Counsel at FMCSA. We're here to talk about, I think, a critical issue, important issue in regard to the safety of our roadways. Because we have a government system designed to keep American families on the road safe, but that system has been compromised. I'm talking about non-domiciled commercial driver's licenses that are issued across the country. So in plain English, this is a license to operate a massive 80,000-pound truck that's being issued to foreign drivers who are not U.S. citizens or lawful permanent residents. The process for issuing these licenses is absolutely 100% broken. It has become a threat to public safety, and it is a national emergency that requires action right now.
Yeah, we got to get them jokers off the road. I'm telling you, we got to make trucking great again. Get them off the road. Get them up out of here.
This isn't fear-mongering. This is a serious business that entails American families and their lives. So this year alone, a series of horrific fatal crashes have been caused by dangerous non-domiciled CDL drivers. So I want to go through a couple of examples. Pull the first one up here. On March 14th in Texas, a truck driver failed to brake and crashed into a long line of traffic. This caused a 17-vehicle pileup that killed 5 people, including 2 children, and 11 were hospitalized. A post-crash investigation revealed a history of unsafe lane changes, ignoring traffic signs, and multiple violations of hour of service rules. I want to go to slide 2 here.
I know them jokers wasn't using their ELD. They was just running, straight running. And all these brokers was out here taking advantage of it. I'm telling you.
On May 6th in Alabama, a driver with less than 6 weeks of experience slammed his tractor and trailer into 4 vehicles stopped at a red light. He killed 2 people and he injured 4. He had previously failed his skills test for speeding in his skills test. The crash occurred on just his 3rd day of employment with his carrier.
3rd day of employment. You've been on the road for 3 days and you already causing problems. You crashing, you killing people. Yeah, we got to get them jokers up out of here, man. Get them up out of here. Make trucking great again for the Americans, man. Get them foreigners up out of here. 3 days on the road and you crashing, causing a pile up, killing people. Yeah, get them up out of here, man.
And my 3rd example, this, of course, was the fatal car crash in Florida earlier this summer, and many in the media had reported on that. On August 12th, a driver who had attempted an unauthorized U-turn on the Florida Turnpike caused this crash. It caused a minivan to crash into his trailer, killing 3 people. The driver had a prior speeding ticket and was non-proficient in English. He had previously been issued a CDL improperly by the state of Washington. He now faces multiple counts of vehicular homicide and manslaughter. So again, in each of these tragedies, the drivers were non-domiciled. We have an obligation to keep the American people safe, and that requires action today. That's why under President Trump's leadership, we have launched a nationwide audit of non-domiciled CDLs to get to the bottom of what we think is causing this crisis. We've heard from truckers and safety advocates and news reports that something was seriously wrong.
Yeah, something is seriously wrong. Somebody's running a scam. Somebody's being paid under the table to give these people these license, these CDLs. It ain't right. Somebody's scamming somewhere. And that's right. We got to get to the bottom of this.
It was alleged that the open border policies of the last administration has led to an exploitation of our nation's trucking licensing system. So today, I'm here to tell you after our audit that those reports, they're all true. What our audit has already discovered should anger every single American. So here's what we've learned. We just want to walk through it. First, our audit revealed a systemic breakdown among states to follow the law and issue licenses properly. States are failing to follow even the most basic procedures. We even uncovered widespread procedural errors, computer programming flaws, and a gross lack of oversight in the states that issue CDLs. This means that thousands of licenses that should never have been issued actually were issued. States are issuing licenses that extend months and even years beyond a driver's lawful presence in the U.S.
Yeah, and we got to thank good old Joe for that, Joe Biden. We got to thank Joe Biden for that. And y'all wanted to put Kamala in. She was going to do this. She was going to keep it going. I mean, what you think she was going to stop? Nah, she was going to keep it going. You know, they the ones that let all them over here. She was just going to keep it going. Yeah, we got to put a stop to that. Drop a comment below. Let me know how you feel about this. You know, if you really think that it was Joe Biden them that let everybody over here and let everybody get these CDLs, drop a comment in the under the video.
This is a direct incentive to stay in our country illegally beyond their authorized work permit. They have driver's licenses. So in some disturbing cases, they have failed to validate a driver's lawful presence before handing them a commercial license. It's deeply disturbing, but even worse. Our second finding was that the current federal regulations are allowing dangerous, unqualified drivers on American roadways. This means that even when the rules are being followed, dangerous individuals who shouldn't be near a big rig are getting behind the wheel and causing crashes on our roadways. Eligibility requirements are deeply flawed and they're way too broad. They are simply not strong enough to prevent more of these horrific crashes from occurring in America. The system, it's failed, and it's a national emergency. So the combination of a catastrophic failure of states to follow the law and a broken system has created an imminent hazard to American travelers. That is why today I'm announcing two immediate major actions. Number one, we're issuing an emergency rule that fundamentally overhauls who is eligible for a non-domiciled CDL. These tighter federal standards, they're going to keep Americans and families safe on our roadways. Now, this is not a proposal. This is a final rule, and it is effective immediately. Jesse's going to go through those details in just a little bit, but here's the bottom line. Non-citizens will not be eligible for a CDL unless they meet a much stricter set of rules. Second, all states must immediately pause the issuance of non-domiciled CDLs until they can comply with our new rules. My message, it's very simple. Get into compliance now, or we'll pull funding and we'll force you into compliance.
Whoa, they talking about taking the bag from some of these states. Now they know they don't want that. They definitely don't want them to take that money from these states. I'm telling you. Yeah, get them up out of here, man. Make these states follow the rules. If they can't speak English, they don't deserve a CDL.
Nowhere in the country have we found a more egregious licensing situation than in the state of California. That's why the second action we're announcing today it's an additional enforcement action against California.
And I'm sure California ain't the only state. I believe they said like New Mexico, Washington, and that's just on the West Coast. Trust me, they're coming over here to the East Coast. It's some states over here that was doing the same thing, and they're gonna take that bag from you if you don't do right.
So for 2 weeks, FMCSA investigators were on site in California actually looking at their records. So we took a random sample. Investigators found that more than 1 in 4 non-domiciled CDLs were issued in direct violation of federal safety standards. So let's just put that another way. Over 25% of these licenses, they were issued illegally. So let me give you some examples. So on this slide, this is driver PND from Brazil. So California gave him a CDL with endorsements to drive a passenger bus and a school bus that was valid for months after his legal presence in the U.S. had expired. They put an
Now they messing with the kids. Imagine some of them foreigners driving the buses with the kids on there. They can't speak no English. They can't read the stop signs. They can't communicate with our kids. That's terrible. Somebody had their hands in that, man. I'm telling you. I know someone was getting some money behind that. It's a big scam, and I'm glad they're cracking down on that. It's going to make things better for us American truckers.
authorized driver in a position to transport our kids on a school bus well beyond their date of work authorization. Number 2, this is driver JHB, a citizen of Mexico who is ineligible for a non-domiciled CDL. Mexican and Canadian drivers, or citizens, I should say, are not eligible for a U.S. CDL. California gave him one anyway, with a doubles and triples endorsement that expires more than 3 years after his work authorization ends. And so to be clear, we have a special relationship with Canada and Mexico, where if you're a citizen of one of those countries, you have to get a CDL in Mexico or in Canada. You can't come to the U.S. and get a U.S. CDL. So this license completely violates the rules, number 1, and number 2, expires after the work authorization. So 2 violations with this license. The third example, this is driver MOC, who is also ineligible as a Mexico citizen. California issued that license that expires more than 4 years after his work authorization ends. Again,
I don't know, something going on over there in California. Somebody being paid off. I'm telling you, something ain't right over there in California. But like I said, I know it's some states over here on the East Coast. They was doing the same thing, more than likely. We gonna see, because I know they're gonna get to the bottom of this.
another example where the clear rules say this driver should not have a license. And example number 4, this is driver ASV from Honduras. The DMV had no evidence it even bothered to validate his lawful presence before issuing a commercial license with tanker and double triples endorsements. So again, they don't even validate that he has a work authorization and should be issued a license in the United States, and California issued that license anyway. The work document that they had on file had been expired for 4 years, and they issued the license anyway.
Expired for 4 years, and they still gave him license. Somebody's palm is getting greased real good. I'm telling you.
They didn't know if he was here illegally or not. They didn't validate it. They didn't verify it. It's shocking, and this is an unacceptable failure. It shows a reckless disregard for safety in California, and they should be ashamed of themselves. So California has 30 days to fix this. And by the way, we all know this, but if you get a CDL in California, you don't stay in California. You can drive nationwide. And so those California licenses are driven on roads in every single state in this country.
So California was the plug. You come over here illegally, all you got to do is go to California. I mean, Jose and Juan and them, they knew that. They had the plug. Listen, go over to California, get CDL, and you can drive anywhere in the United States. Juan and them had the plug over there in California. Somebody in California was taking care of them foreigners, man. And they gonna crack down on you. Like you said, you got 30 days to get it right. So you need to go ahead and get it right.
Again, putting American families, American drivers at risk because of the bad action in California. If California doesn't comply, we're going to withhold federal highway funds. It's going to start at $160 million in the first year. We're going to double that in year two.
$160 million. Wow. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So California knew they could get that bag. So they just was, they just was issuing them licenses to anyone. It didn't even matter who you were, fresh off the boat, climbed over the wall, whatever. Come get your CDLs in California, man. Drive all over the United States.
I want to close with this. This is not the ending. This is just the beginning. Our team identified non-domiciled CDLs that were issued improperly in Colorado, Pennsylvania, South Dakota, Texas, and in Washington.
Damn. All of those states, they was just giving away CDLs. That's crazy. I'm telling you, I really feel like this was a scam and someone was getting paid under the table. Like the Mexicans, the immigrants, wherever, Indians, whoever it was, somebody had the plug at the DMVs. And it's like when they come over here, they know exactly what states to go to. That's the crazy thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they know exactly where to go to get the CDLs, the setup shop for housing, all that stuff, man. They know exactly where to go. It's bigger than Nino Brown, I'm telling you.
Those states should know that enforcement actions against them are forthcoming. And we expect the list of states to grow as our nationwide audit continues.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to be more states. It's definitely going to be more states. I'm telling you, someone had the plug in each state and they let these people know where to go to get the CDL. And the crazy thing about it is this, right now you got American truckers, we out here driving, moving this freight for the low. And the reason why we're moving it for the low is because, you got Juan and then Pablo and them, they outbidding all of us. Like they don't care. They taking stuff $1 a mile. They don't care. And who's getting rich off of that? The brokers and the shippers. So it was all a big plan. I mean, I'm glad they cracking down on this. Like, hopefully everything get better for trucking, turn everything around. The rates go back up. Now, I know we're not going to get pandemic rates. Now, we're not talking about pandemic rates. All right. But, we definitely got to raise the rates on these loads. I mean, now that they done took over 1,500 or thousands of these drivers off the road, these brokers aren't going to have any other choice. And the shippers, they ain't going to have any other choice but to start paying drivers more money or lose the funding in them states.
So to every other state, consider this your notice. Fix your system. Fix your rules. Comply with the law. Every governor must immediately begin a top-to-bottom audit of every non-domiciled issued CDL in your state.
That's right. Make them governors work, man. Put that work in, find out what's going on, and make some changes out here, man. Make trucking great again for us Americans.
And if you find any license that was not issued properly, revoke it. Get rid of it. Keep your streets safe, all of our streets safe. Bring your programs into compliance. You do not want the blood of more traffic deaths on your hands, governors. You do not want that. Now, I want to go through these details further. And again, Jesse Elison is our chief counsel at FMCSA, and he'll walk through those details right now. Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna end this right here. I mean, oh yeah, I mean that's they need to go ahead and crack down on all of this. You know, like I say, they get these people up out of here. You know, they start, threatening these states and letting them know, like, listen, we're not going to give you any funding until you get this right. And I can guarantee they're going to make a change and make things better again. You know what I'm saying? Because, us American truckers, we out here doing this, we hurting out here. They lowballing with the rates. And now we know why they was lowballing, because you had these immigrants, taking these lows for the low. So listen, drop a comment below in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about what's going on. I mean, if you a trucker out there, just things going to get better. It's just going to take a little bit time. These shippers and these brokers ain't going to have no other choice but to start paying us more money, because we deserve it. All right. And on that note, I'm out of here.